A single warning was enough to change everything, and now the entire town feels like it's standing on the edge of something it cannot escape. Because in From Season 4, Episode 9, the man in yellow didn't just speak. He didn't just threaten. He revealed something that feels like a final turning point. Something that could either unlock the truth or destroy everyone trying to find it. And the scariest part is this. Every character is moving forward without realizing they might already be part of a plan that has happened before. Everything begins with the weight of one sentence, the man in yellow's warning. He tells them that if they continue digging for the truth hidden inside the caves, suffering beyond imagination will follow. At first, it sounds like another attempt to scare them, another psychological trap meant to control their actions. But this time, it feels different. Because the man in yellow has never spoken like this before. He doesn't panic, he doesn't shout. He speaks like someone who already knows the ending. And that is what makes the warning so dangerous. The town has always been trapped in confusion. People have survived monsters, night attacks, and impossible events that should not exist in the real world, but survival has never been enough. Every answer they find only leads to more questions. And now, the focus shifts to the caves, the place where hidden bones and buried secrets may finally reveal the truth behind everything. Boyd is at the center of this decision. He has always been a man who moves forward even when fear surrounds him. Warnings don't stop him. If anything, they push him harder. So when he hears about the possibility that these bones could explain the entire mystery of the town, he doesn't hesitate. He sees hope in chaos. He sees answers where others see danger. But hope has always come with a price in this town. Because the more they learn, the more the town reacts. That is the pattern no one can ignore anymore. Every time someone gets close to understanding the truth, something terrible happens. Every breakthrough is followed by loss. Every step forward feels like it awakens something that should have stayed hidden. And now, with Boyd pushing deeper into the mystery of the caves, that pattern feels like it is about to repeat itself again. But this time, there is something different watching them. Victor's reaction changes everything. Victor is not like the others. He has lived through more cycles, more tragedies, more horrors than anyone else. He remembers things that others cannot even imagine. And yet, in this trailer, we see something rare. Victor is not confused. He is not questioning. He is terrified. Real fear. The kind that comes from remembering something no one else understands. When Boyd approaches him, hoping for answers or guidance, Victor is completely broken. His emotional state suggests that whatever is coming is not new. It is familiar. It is something he has seen before, something that ended in disaster. And that raises one terrifying possibility. What if history is repeating itself? What if the town is not just trapped in space, but trapped in time-like cycles, where the same events happen again and again, with only slight changes? This idea starts to connect every strange clue in the trailer. The man in yellow's warning, Victor's fear, the focus on the caves, the mysterious children appearing to Tabitha again. Each moment feels separate, but together they begin to form a pattern, like pieces of a puzzle that are finally aligning. And when patterns appear in this town, it usually means one thing. Something is about to end, and something else is about to begin. Because the deeper Boyd goes into the mystery, the more it feels like he is not discovering something new, but unlocking something that has been waiting for him all along. And the question now is not whether he should continue. The question is whether it was ever his choice in the first place. If Victor's fear is a warning from the past, then the boy in white feels like a message from something even older than memory itself. In the trailer, he appears again, calm as always, but his questions carry a strange weight. He asks Victor if he knows what the others are doing, as if watching events unfold like part of a fixed pattern. Not something new, but something already written. This is where the idea of cycles becomes impossible to ignore. Because throughout the season, subtle clues have suggested that the town doesn't just punish people randomly. It reacts, it responds, and it repeats. Every time the residents get close to uncovering the truth, something resets the balance. Deaths happen, progress disappears, and survivors are left starting over with even less understanding than before. Now the caves become the center of everything. The bones inside them are not just remains. They feel like evidence. Evidence of something that happened before. Something buried not just underground, but buried in time. If Boyd is right, these bones could finally explain what the town really is. But if the man in yellow is right, then digging them up might not reveal the truth. It might trigger it. And that is where the danger truly begins. Because the warning was not just about discovery, it was about consequence. The idea that some truths are not meant to be uncovered because they are connected to something far larger and far more destructive than anyone understands. At the same time, another thread begins to tighten around the story: Sophia and Clara. What looks like a simple interaction slowly turns into something far more unsettling. Sophia's behavior feels controlled, calculated, almost like she is testing people rather than speaking to them. When she asks Clara, "Do you know who I really am?" It doesn't sound like curiosity. It sounds like a signal. Like a moment where something hidden underneath finally starts to surface. And Clara's reaction says everything. Fear, shock, recognition of something she was never supposed to see. This moment suggests that Sophia is not just another resident of the town. She may be connected to the deeper system controlling everything. Her presence near major events, her strange influence over others, and her calm manipulation all suggest she is not reacting to the town. She is part of it, possibly even guiding it. Then comes the Polaroid photograph discovery, and everything becomes even more unstable. A single image has the power to destroy assumptions. It captures a moment frozen in time, something undeniable. If Sophia appears in an old photograph, then the biggest question is not just who she is, but what she is. Because time in this town does not behave normally. People forget, memories shift, but photographs do not lie. So if Sophia exists across different timelines or different cycles, then she is not just a participant in the story. She is a constant, a repeating presence, something that survives every reset. And that connects directly back to the idea that the town itself may be running on a cycle where events repeat, roles shift slightly, but the outcome remains the same. Tragedy, confusion, reset, and then it begins again. Which means episode 9 might not just be another step forward in the story. It might be the moment the cycle begins to tighten again, pushing everyone toward the same ending that has already happened before. The only difference this time is awareness. Some of them are starting to notice. Victor feels it. The boy in white knows it. And the man in yellow is warning them not because he wants to stop them, but because he knows exactly what happens when they don't. If everything we've seen in this trailer is pointing in the right direction, then episode 9 is not just another chapter in the story. It feels like a warning before a collapse. A moment where the town stops pretending to be random and finally reveals that everything might be following a pattern. The man in yellow didn't speak like a normal threat this time. He didn't chase. He didn't attack. He warned. And in this world, a warning is never just protection. It is preparation. Preparation for something that has already been set in motion. The caves, the bones, the bottle tree, and the constant push toward answers all start to feel less like discoveries and more like triggers. Like every step forward is being quietly measured by something watching from the dark, waiting for the exact moment to respond. And then there's Victor, the one person who has survived long enough to recognize when history starts repeating itself. His fear doesn't feel like confusion anymore. It feels like memory, like he is not reacting to something new, but remembering something he never wanted to relive. That alone changes everything, because if Victor is right, then the town is not evolving. It is resetting. A cycle of destruction and silence, repeating every time the truth gets too close. The boy in white only strengthens this idea, as if he is not guiding people forward, but reminding them of a path that has already been walked before. And in the middle of all this stands Boyd, pushing forward with hope, unaware that hope itself might be the very thing triggering the next disaster. Every decision starts to feel heavier, like the town is allowing them to choose, but only within limits already designed long ago. But the most unsettling thread remains Sophia. Because unlike the others, she doesn't seem lost in the town. She feels connected to it. Every major shift, every emotional breakdown, every turning point seems to pass through her influence in some way. Her calm presence, her strange conversations, her interest in games, and now the Polaroid clue. It all builds toward one uncomfortable idea, that she is not reacting to the cycle. She may be part of maintaining it. And if that is true, then Claire's fear is not just personal, it is recognition. Recognition of something that should not exist in the same way across time. Which means the real question is not who Sophia is, but what role she plays every time the cycle begins again. And as the trailer closes its web of warnings, visions, and fractured memories, one truth becomes impossible to ignore. This town does not simply trap people, it studies them. It breaks them. And then it starts over. So, as episode 9 approaches, the real tension is not just in what will be discovered in the caves or what the man in yellow is hiding. The real tension is whether anyone is actually moving toward freedom, or just walking deeper into the same ending that has already happened before. Because if this is a cycle, then every answer they find might already have been found once and failed. And that leaves only one terrifying possibility hanging in the air. What if the town isn't hiding the truth from them? What if it is waiting for them to remember it?